Hey everyone, how are you? It's Mr. Brown in the industry. It's our second episode. Check this out. Anyway, this whole channel I brought up is about people asking questions about the industry. I've been around for a long time in the industry, so a lot of people hit me up. Stephen, what about this? What about that? How do you get into the union? How do you get an agent? How do you do this and that? And I try to share my experience of what I've been through and trying to help people that are new to the business or the young people who are just getting started. So, one of the big questions I get a lot is how do you get into the union? And that union that they're talking about is the Screen Actors Guild Union. And I'll get back to that later about the benefits of being in the union. So, how you go about getting in the Screen Actors Guild Union? First of all, you need an agent. Okay? So, let's use me for example. I have an agent, I'm new to the industry or I'm new to commercials. So I'll get a call from my agent, and he or she will say, Stephen, you have an audition at so and so, and it's for a car commercial or it's for whatever item, Home Depot, whatever, but it's a national commercial. So keep in mind, I'm not in the union. So that first commercial that I get to go to is a freebie. And what I mean by that, I'll explain, is that I'll go to the audition, I'll audition for it, and then I'll get a call a day or so later and say, hey, Stephen, guess what? You landed the commercial. I'm thinking, great. So anyway, I'll find out where the commercial is, the date, and they'll set me up. And what I mean by setting me up, I'll go to a stylist. They'll make sure I'm dressed the way I'm supposed to be dressed for the commercial. I'll go to the commercial, we'll shoot the commercial, but immediately after shooting the commercial, a day or so or whatever, a week, I'll be notified from the Screen Actors Guild, welcome. Same thing with my agent, but I have to join the union if I want to have access to, union commercials. So I don't know what the initiation fee is. I joined decades ago, so that you'll have to go through SAG and find out. So that first commercial is a freebie, but the second one, say for example, you land a second commercial, you've got to pay to get into the union to have access. And the benefit of being in the Screen Actors Guild Union is that you have access to the best commercials there are. So, and there's tons of commercials. I mean, if you're watching television, you got car commercials, you got pharmaceutical commercials, you've got Home Depot, you've got, you name it, you've seen it. Those are national commercials. And the beautiful thing about national commercials is that every time you see them running on television, you get residuals or royalty checks from that. So if it's running a lot, guess what? You're going to get a lot of residuals and royalties. That's one of the benefits. Looking at the long-term part of it is, or long-term and short-term, you get health benefits. So if you're in the union, you're going to get health benefits, and I think you have to make a minimal of, I think now it might be $8,000 to $10,000 a year, which is easily to do if you shoot a commercial. So you have to have 10,000 hours or whatever it is, $10,000 worth of time on that commercial to qualify for health care. Long term is all that money and what you're paying into Social Security at later on in your career. The more you make, the more your pension's going to be, which is great. That's kind of where I am at now. I've been around the industry for a long time, so I'm 65, just turned 65 this year. And the cool thing about it, I can draw on my retirement pension and still continue to work, which is great. It's the best of both worlds because I'm still putting money into it and I'm getting supplemental income because I've earned it over the last 40 years. That's the cool part about it. But anyway, getting back to how the commercial works, like I said, that first commercial you shoot is a freebie and it comes under the Taft-Hartley Act. Look that up, Taft-Hartley Act. So you get a freebie, but when you shoot the next commercial, you have to join the union. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the initiation fee is, but it's well worth it to join the union. Let's see. Let's get on to the next question. The next question is, people are asking me, how do you practice for your auditions? How do you prepare for them? Well, there's two ways. You can look up online, or some people still go to libraries. You have what's called monologues. Look that up, monologue. Monologues are stories that involve one person. You're doing it by yourself. You're reading this monologue and you're presenting it on your own. The other one is called scene studies. Scene studies is when you have a partner and you're both working off of each other. This person says their lines, this person says their lines, and there is a dialogue going on here. So it's good to be able to do both, particularly monologues, because when you go on for an audition, a lot of times it's just you and the camera and whatever the product is. So how I do that is when I first started, I always picked a monologue or a scene study the complete opposite of what I looked. I mean, some certain people look certain ways. Like when I was younger, and even now, I can still do the leading man, even though I'm in the age bracket of a father or grandfather, primarily a grandfather. But if you can work those different ranges, the more versatility you have, the better. So, for example, if I got an audition right now and I got a script, and it's for say a grandfatherly role. I'm looking at this and I'm dealing with, say, a son and my grandson or granddaughter or whatever. I can look at the script and what is this grandfather trying to convey to his son and his grandchild, right? So whatever it is, you can go about it maybe subtly, a gentle grandfather, or you can be maybe a little bit more firm grandfather, or you can deliver it in a humorous way, grandfather. There's different variations. So when you get your chance to audition, the more variety you show, that's going to stand out, because when they're looking at actors and how your audition went, they're thinking, wow, this person's got a lot of range. I like what they did over here. I like that over there. So chances are they're going to go with you. So work on your scene studies. Even if you have to work with someone who's not even trying to be an actor or get in the business, have them read the lines to the other lines with scene studies. That way you can bounce back and forth the timing and how to respond to whatever they're saying and back. That's how I practice and prepare. So I always write a little list, whatever the script is, okay, am I going to go about it being sexy? Am I going to go about it being a little bit more shy, reserved, maybe a little bit more aggressive? You've got a little bit of range there. So it's up to you as an actor or actress to work that range. If you're just doing the one thing, you could be just one and done. But if you've got some variety there, that's just going to open the door like, wow, this person's got some talent or imagination or both. So that's a couple of questions I get. So the thing is, and right now, the industry is terribly slow. Keep practicing. That's just like anything in life. If you're waiting for something, keep practicing, doing all the right things to be prepared. That's life in general. Be prepared. A lot of people, opportunities come their way and they're not prepared. We've got to be prepared. So if you're an athlete, and you're not on a team or whatever you're doing, practice. Whatever you're doing, practice, practice, practice. And when that opportunity comes, you're ready to go. You're not caught like, shorthanded, like, oh my God, I should have been doing this. I should have been doing that. You're all ready to go. So the same thing with the entertainment industry, auditions or whatever. You never know when they're going to come in. You never know what you're going to be submitted for. But the most important part is being prepared. If you're in shape, you feel good, you look good, you're going to perform good, right? So that's what it's all about. So those are the questions for today. Those are the answers for today. And I hope it helped you guys out. So stay tuned. There's more episodes coming, and break a leg and be ready to go on that audition.